Imagine a forest, a vast silent wilderness stretching as far as the eye can see. This is the Siberian Taiga. June 30th, 1908. The sun has just begun to climb into the morning sky, casting long shadows from ancient pine trees, casting long shadows from ancient birch trees. Reindeer graze peacefully in the quiet meadows. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of damp earth and pine needles, under a sky that feels both infinite and familiar. Then, something impossible happens. A brilliant light, brighter than the sun itself, streaks across the heavens. It is not a meteor as anyone has ever seen. For the few scattered eyewitnesses, local Evenki hunters, Russian settlers, it is a moment of pure primal fear. A pillar of fire, a second sun descending from the cosmos. It moves with terrifying speed, painting the blue morning sky with an otherworldly glow. In an instant, the world shatters. A colossal explosion erupts just above the horizon, unleashing a wave of searing heat. The sound follows, a deafening, rolling thunder that seems to rip the very fabric of the sky apart. The brilliant flash is seen hundreds of miles distant, and the atmospheric shockwave it creates will circle the globe, not once, but twice. When the smoke clears and the trembling earth stills, the forest is gone, flattened. For nearly 800 square miles, an area larger than a major modern city, 80 million trees lie on the ground. They are all pointing away from a central point, like spokes on a giant broken wheel. The heart of the forest has been scorched and vaporized. The silence that returns is not one of peace, but of absence. The birds, the reindeer, the life that teemed here just moments before, has vanished. The sky fell, and a piece of the world was erased. It wasn't until 1927, nearly 2 decades later, that the first scientific expedition led by Leonid Kulik finally reached the remote site. What they found was a ghost forest. Trees stripped of their branches and bark, laid out in a radial pattern extending for miles. At the very center, a few ghostly trees remained standing, their tops completely sheared off. They were like telephone poles, silent witnesses to the downward force of the blast. Kulik was searching for a crater, the telltale sign of a meteorite impact. He expected to find a giant hole filled with fragments, but he found nothing. No crater, no impact site, no fragments of any meteorite, no iron, no stone. Its power was felt not just locally. The explosion registered on seismic stations across Europe and Asia. The ground itself vibrated from the atmospheric detonation. In the nights that followed, skies over Europe and even America glowed with a strange, silvery light. Dust and ice in the upper atmosphere scattered sunlight, creating eerie nights. The team searched for years through multiple expeditions, but the cosmic culprit had left no body, only a scene of unimaginable destruction. The mystery only deepened. How could something with the power to flatten a forest the size of a city simply vanish? The evidence pointed to an explosion that happened not on the ground, but several miles up in the atmosphere. With no crater and no fragments, scientists were left to piece together the identity of the cosmic intruder. They became detectives of the sky, the leading suspect, a stony asteroid. Imagine a rock perhaps the size of a multi-story office building hurtling through space at tens of thousands of miles per hour. As it ploughed into Earth's atmosphere, the immense pressure and friction would superheat it. Instead of striking the ground, the asteroid could have disintegrated in a violent airburst, vaporizing completely. This would explain the tremendous explosion and the lack of a crater. The energy released would be equivalent to a large nuclear bomb. But there's another possibility. A comet, a fragile, dirty snowball rather than solid rock. If a small comet entered our atmosphere, its fragile structure would make it even more likely to explode before reaching the ground. Its ice turning instantly to vapor and creating a massive atmospheric shockwave. Each theory has compelling evidence. The asteroid model fits with known rocky bodies. The comet model helps explain the glowing skies seen for nights after the event. Fine ice crystals and dust high in the atmosphere could create the haunting noctilucent displays recorded worldwide. We run simulations, study tree fall patterns, analyze chemical traces in peat bogs, forensic clues left by a ghost. Was it a dense, rocky body that simply vaporized under extreme stress, or a fragile ball of ancient ice that return to gas in a flash of light. The clues point to a visitor from the vast emptiness of space, a random encounter that turned a quiet morning into cosmic violence. The energy released was estimated to be roughly 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, caused by an object likely no more than a few hundred feet across. Imagine if this event had happened over New York, London or Tokyo. The shockwave alone would have leveled buildings for miles. The heat would have caused unimaginable devastation. Tunguska was a wake-up call, pushing scientists to build programs to track near-Earth objects. A celestial forecast to prevent surprise. We are no longer passive observers, we are lookouts. This is the profound lesson hidden in those flattened Siberian trees. The universe is immense, ancient and powerful. Its forces operate on scales that dwarf our everyday experience. We stand on our world and look up. The sky appears calm and predictable. The sun rises, the moon waxes and wanes, stars wheel overhead. But the story of Tunguska shatters this illusion. Profound, world-altering events can arrive unannounced from the depths of space. For every mystery we solve, the universe presents a dozen more. We may have plausible theories for 1908, but we don't know for certain. Most of the cosmos remains uncharted, a dark forest teeming with unknown wonders and dangers. The search for answers in the peat bogs of Siberia or through our most powerful telescopes is human. It is born from curiosity. It pushes us to look beyond our world at the grand cosmic ballet around us. The flattened trees of Tunguska are more than a curiosity. They are a monument to the unknown, a symbol of immense power in the void and the mysteries awaiting discovery. Each new piece of data, each new theory, brings us closer to that violent moment in 1908 and teaches us about the universe. So as we live on this small blue planet, remember the day the sky fell over Siberia. The universe is vast and mysterious, and we are its curious inhabitants. Tunguska was a message written in fire and force, reminding us of the untamed wilderness that surrounds us. If this could happen a century ago, what other cosmic secrets wait just beyond the horizon?